75 Hard is a mental toughness challenge made by Andy Frisella, where essentially you have to follow a set number of rules, and if you were to fail any one of them, you have to restart all over again. Prior to 75 Hard, I was training up for a 10 km run, which I signed up for. The goal this year for me was to push myself outside of my limits of just walking into something harder, which was running, and to have that idea of signing up for something, knowing that if I do not work towards it, the punishment will be heavier when I'm doing the run itself. Just having a goal in the end made me feel that, hey, if I can stick to something and finally reach the goal, then that would be great. So as I was scrolling through TikTok, I came across this thing called the 75 Hard Challenge, which is a trend I saw on TikTok, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just get into this. So when I looked at this 75 Hard Challenge at the start, I didn't really look at it as a mental toughness thing, because I already had a lot of these rules already built into my life already, because it's quite optimized, but it was very experimental, either with the food or either with the type of workouts, so on and so forth. So I was just looking for another program just to follow. One of the things that I really thought about before I got into the 75 Hard the following day was asking myself, how would this fail? The idea behind this was that I know 100% it will never be good. I will be low on energy, low on motivation. I just overall won't want to do some of these tasks every single day. But understanding this from the start would help me build a structure and process in case any of these things ever come to that kind of circumstance. For example, if it rains outside, which is essentially the failure, I would have a raincoat ready so I can still walk outside while I have the raincoat. That is the failure and the strategies to follow of how I'm going to overcome the particular situation. So I went through a whole list of how this might fail for each and every task, and I came up with the strategies involved. And I'm happy to say that I actually did not use any of the strategies because it was pretty easy to just get through 75 Hard. So it was good that I've actually learned so much even before I actually started the thing. But they were there just in case that I needed to pull from. So going into the details of the individual rules, specifically of how I overcame them and how I prepared, the first one was the gallon of water. I come from Singapore, it's already very hot. When you're working out, you're already drinking a lot of water. But just to make sure that I drank a gallon of water, I bought myself a gallon container, which I bring around every single day. Some people say that it's very impractical, but I find it that because I already measured it out from the start, it's easier for me to just not think about if there will be a water cooler nearby. And slowly as I progress into 75 Hard, I decided that while I still fill up the gallon every single night before the next day, if I knew I was traveling very far during the day, I would take that gallon of water and fill it up into a smaller water bottle to take with me. And you might be wondering, like, then what's the point of the gallon? One is to measure it out, because most of the time I'm bringing that thing around, but if I really don't have space, then I would need to fill it up in a smaller bottle. But it also helps me to keep track of what and how much gallon of water I still have left for me to drink. The second one was taking a progress photo every single day. I did this in the morning, never missed a day. But during the 75 Hard Challenge, I saw someone saying that you should take progress videos of yourself. So I also implemented taking a video of myself turning 360 every single day until the end. I should have started that from the start, but if I do take any progress photos in the future, I will surely recommend to take videos on top of the photos that you're taking. Now comes to the reading part of it, reading 10 pages every single day. It was not hard getting into reading. I already had this interest in reading non-fiction books, things to really grow yourself. This already started like 2-3 years ago. So I read at least like 4 to 5 books every single month. So when I was going into this reading thing, I already had a stack of books that I already had piled up, because I already said to myself in 2024, I want to read more. Therefore, I will spend $100 every single month to just get some books. So the biggest thing here was just to choose which books I was going to read. Since I was already listening to audiobooks, which does not really count if you're doing 75 Hard, you need to read a physical book, I decided to separate my reading into books that are meant for 75 Hard and books that I will just read because I want to read. So those books that I want to read, I could read them with the audiobook and also the physical book as and when. But if I was reading the physical book, that would not count into the 75 Hard. I had to read the books that I set aside for 75 Hard. Overall, I think reading was very, very easy. Following a diet was quite easy too, because you could choose any diet. There wasn't any guidelines to if you had to follow keto, vegan, carnivore, whatever. But for me, one of the sub rules for the thing was you couldn't drink alcohol. I've already quit alcohol for the past 2 years, so that was really, really easy. It wasn't a change in my life anyway. And the other sub rules that I added for myself were no fried food, no processed food, which meant no sausages and ham and things like that, only single ingredient foods to eat. And also I had to be on a cut. The cut could be anything according to calorie calculator. The baseline for my diet was real food and stay on a cut. That was it. And to make it even easier, I didn't want to think about what I was eating every single day. By that I mean, like, if I needed to choose like a menu for the week, I would be cooking up different dishes here and there and trying to measure everything and see if I hit my calorie count. I did not want to do that. So I just went back to meal prepping. I prep meals on Sunday and Thursday every 3 days in advance. It is what it is. Now for the workout portion of this, I was always doing the same thing, push-pull legs and also just walking. A sub rule for me was at least hit 10,000 steps every single day, which turned out to be quite easy, especially when I came to the end of the challenge, because currently now, as I'm making this video, I am training for a 21 km half marathon. Therefore, I was also introduced to a program of running, which I just stacked on top of the 75 hard, which made reaching 10,000 steps even easier compared to when I was just walking, and that just took too much time. But I managed to clear 10,000 steps and also go to the gym every single day. And you might be wondering, were there any rest days from the gym? It's like, yes, then I will walk extra. So how my workouts will look like would be either gym, walk, or run, walk, or walk, walk. That's essentially how my days go. Whatever you stick to, you will 100% lose the weight, you will 100% improve. All you have to do is just have something to measure it against. As long as I'm hitting the 45-minute workouts, I know I'm gonna get somewhere. So now we come to the learning points and the results. I had lost 10 kilograms for the entire 75 hard. If I were to do more than walking, surely it will go down even more, but I have different goals in life, trying to retain my muscle mass and also running, so it was an experiment as I was going through 75 hard to do both of these things, especially with the fasting. Coming to the end of 75 hard, I did a 2-day, 70-hour fast. Or is that more than 2 days? Well, just, 75-hour fast really completely changed my life, which I'll go into another video about fasting and how I'm losing weight and so on and so forth. For 10 kg, I think that's a good start, and I will continue to lose more weight as we progress into the year and into the future, because the goals are happening, the 21K is coming, so on and so forth. It's gonna be good. The second thing I learned is it does not really take a lot of effort to get results. And what do I mean by this? Before this optimization of 75 hard, like I said, I was doing here and there, testing out here and there with these different routines and diets and meals and whatever not. But they weren't really measured according to anything. They were just like that, as and when I had time, I was just doing the thing. But it put me into this routine where I had to sort of follow these things every single day. It not only got quite monotonous, but the monotony of the thing became very easy to manage and quite basic, to the point where just following these steps got me to lose weight, got me to stop craving food, got me to a place where I'm like, wow, that's all I had to do? That wasn't a lot of effort. It only took me around 2 hours every single day to just get everything done. But other than that, 75 hard was really worth it and a good challenge that I really went into. So my closing advice to anyone doing 75 hard or thinking about doing 75 hard is the biggest caveat of my video about me saying that it's kind of not hard. It wasn't really mental toughness-ish challenging to me. Your circumstance could be completely different to what my life is, because I have full control over the time I spend working, meaning to say that I get to plan out when I get to do anything of the 75 hard. It was sort of less stress and easier for me. We don't have the same 24 hours. Some of you have kids, some of you have parents to take care of, so on and so forth, and a social life. In my life right now, I'm optimizing it for performance and the future. Therefore, not meeting my friends during these 2 months was not hard for me. I met them during my recess break right now, and I will meet them in the future. It's not the end of the world. There were a lot of things that I found really, really easy because my life was already like this, and it was already quite, like I said, optimized for winning. But if you're going into something like this, look at your life and think if this is even possible for you. The last thing you want to go is head first into 75 hard. Stop after a few days because you find it a bit too challenging for you and you overall feel like a failure, which is not what we want. You can try 75 soft, or you can just do your own, change to whatever you think 75 hard should be for you, to just stick to something. Is it worth it on the bragging rights of saying that I just completed 75 hard? It's neither here nor there. It's really, I completed 75 hard. Yes, there were some results, but if you are doing it for the sake of just saying that you have lost a lot of weight and you have gone through this very hard challenge, then I would say that you might want to reconsider going to 75 hard, because if you're holding on to this thing so hard, you might be swayed when you kind of go derail yourself. So that's just something to think about. But my closing question will be, will I do 75 hard again? Yes, because I really like this routine. I really like how it gave me this set number of rules to follow, which allowed me to measure my life into something else into the future. So I will do 75 hard again, not completely these type of rules. I will make it customizable into something that is hard for me. It's funny because I was standing at the store and I was looking at the fried chicken and I was thinking to myself that, hey, I can't really take this because I've already built into this new routine. But what really overcame me was that, hey, 75 hard is over, I have free will, and my new cutting diet does not have these rules. So I bought it anyway. So that's where the discipline just went, woo. But yeah, because now I understand that if I have this set number of rules, I'm very loyal to them. I will always want to challenge myself to follow them as much as possible. Therefore, doing another challenge like 75 hard, which is more customized to me, will make it much more challenging and easy and something more exciting to follow. So yeah, but going forward now, I am training up for a 21K half marathon, which I said it before. That will be the new cutting thing and new goal that I'm working towards over the next few months, the next 100 days actually. So that's all I have to say for 75 hard. Hopefully you felt a little bit inspired. Hopefully you want to get into something like this or challenge yourself to grow yourself, to become a better person, the best version of yourself. That's all I have to say for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. My name is Nicky Adopt and I hope to see you guys on the next adventure. Goodbye.